Hey everyone, I'm Cliff,
I'm Preston.
and we're tired of seeing you all bitch about bands on Facebook.
Fuck off.
What's up, man?
What's up, bud?
You get off work or something?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck he wants us here for today. He's been getting really weird lately, and I'm getting like kind of tired of it. I just don't even know if I can keep dealing with this shit. It's ridiculous these days.
I wouldn't worry about it, man. Just try to relax.
Do my fucking best.
Good morrow.
How's it going?
That's all right.
Jesus Christ. What? So what do you want? Why
What do you mean?
Why did you call us? Why did you call us here? Give me the fucking stick.
I'm not giving you shit.
Just give me that fucking stick. Give me that.
I will do nothing!
Oh my god.
So I'm constantly going down Facebook or other social media platforms.
Mostly
and
Facebook.
Yeah.
My experience.
Yeah, well, Facebook is a very negative atmosphere.
I fucking hate it.
And I'm constantly seeing things from Ultimate Guitar, Livewire, like you like to talk
Loudwire.
about. Loudwire. Livewire's
Ultimate
another
Metal
one.
or something. What?
Isn't Livewire one too?
It might be. I don't fucking know. I
Either
don't
way,
follow everything, but
a bunch of different things, and they'll post, Ghost did this show or whatever, and
anything Ghost does, which they post a lot of Ghost, so I get it. Some people just don't care, but
it's just everyone always has something negative to say, and no one asked, Like, we get that some people don't like certain bands. That's gonna always happen.
I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. It's more the people who go into a post that obviously isn't directed towards them just to say how shitty and awful the band is as if it's going to change everyone else's thought process. Like, wow, Mike with his beard and all those cool skull tattoos, he really knows what's up. I should have listened to Mike all along.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
fuck him and his beard. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I've literally, I saw a thing recently, because there's groups on Facebook as well, and I'm in a few, and there's one where they post bands versus bands, and the one person posted Lamb of God versus Slipknot. And it was basically just, which one do you prefer?
Lamb of God, obviously.
Well, yeah. I think they won by a vast majority, but not a lot of people. There was one guy, he commented, and it was a very small thread, but the one guy commented, and he said, they both suck, and they're terrible, and blah, blah, blah. And so I got into it with him, and then his friend commented and said some other crap, basically the same premise of just crapping on the bands. But nobody asked if you didn't like both. They asked which one you preferred.
Yeah,
and if you don't prefer one over the other, you have no place in this conversation.
Yeah,
so why,
if you think both are shit, it doesn't matter. If you like one, you think the other one is shit, I guess, then it's
weigh
fine.
in.
Whatever.
Say,
Just
I
say
like this band, the other band sucks.
Yeah, and that's fine. And even then, like, I'm not trying to say that you can't say you think a band sucks. It's just the way that some people seem to just seek out threads. Like when we said about Ghost, there's a million Ghost articles, and you know why they keep posting Ghost articles? One, obviously the band's still doing good, regardless of whether or not these people hate them.
Well, doing well.
Sure. Anyway, derailed me.
They're doing well, and even though they keep posting things...
They keep posting things, but even then, the fact that you're commenting on it so much, you're giving more traffic, and then you're clicking on it to go comment on the actual article or whatever that you hate it.
So you're being counterproductive.
You're seeing more of it in your news feed because it's you're interacting with it more. You're like
surrounding yourself
You're
with things
causing
that you
it for
hate.
yourself. You're so dumb. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's so many bands. I'm not even, nowadays actually it's a lot less. Like, I either just don't like it because it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Or I just don't care, or I like it, or I like respect it in some way. And even when I do like something, I usually don't go out of my way to post anything. It's just you get these people, and it's not going to go away. We're just really angry and frustrated. I hate going on and wanting.
This is us commenting without being asked
Yeah.
and to complain. You know.
Which, we'll get, I'm sure at some point, if anyone decides to comment on the shit we do, we'll get plenty of things saying how much
Clifford's
they hate us.
tall. Clifford's weird. He's thin. He's
Twitch a
blonde.
lot. I'm like awkward.
I get why you hate him.
I
but
hate myself
we didn't
more
ask
than
if
you
hate him,
probably
you know?
ever fucking could.
Yeah. I mean, I hate him too. But no one asked. No, I'm not talking about how much I hate him, even though I really do. But I do that when
Speak
I'm...
wise.
Yeah, we do it off camera. I tell him he's a piece of shit all the time.
Mostly through text. Keeps his mouth shut in person.
Never text. You don't text. I do on Facebook Messenger.
Right.
It's a better platform, so I know that he read that I hate him. You know, if I don't see that he read it, it's
Seriously, if you're gonna go spread all your hate, just send it right to the band. That way you can know that they saw it, and they know that you think they suck.
Because social media is actually a really good platform for promoting your band and stuff, but there's so much, especially with Facebook, there's just so much negativity that's unnecessary, and that kind of gets the forefront. Same thing with Twitter, actually. It's like there could be plenty of positive stuff, but everyone always concentrates on the negative, which is why Instagram, I think, is becoming more popular, because you can go to Instagram and it's just a picture or a video real quick, and most of the top comments are the ones where people are supportful.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
like-
I don't use Instagram a lot, but I will
should.
say I don't see as much of that on there of like the negativity.
Because
And-
people aren't assholes. It's just it's a cleaner platform.
And well, I don't tweet myself, but I have seen it.
I
Obviously,
try.
you just like half the articles that come up are about tweets that someone posted and the
yeah,
arguments
that's
they
all
had.
it is. It's just a
And-
big clusterfuck.
And then Facebook, like I feel like it's gotten so much worse. I don't remember it being this bad when I first had a Facebook.
No, it's really bad now because everyone has an opinion and they all want to
It
voice
happens with everything. It happens with music. It happens with movies, like Star Wars,
politics, obviously.
like politics. Yeah, and even then, politics. It's to the point where it's never just a constructive arguing or anything worth even saying.
Everyone just wants to be right, even when you're not right.
Yeah.
It's just
Sometimes
pointless.
you have an opinion. Sometimes that opinion might not be relevant if it just involves something that's completely subjective about whether or not a band should be liked or not. Like that's not something you could decide.
People like it or they don't.
Just and it happened, like I said, what happens with movies? Star Wars: Last Jedi. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite Star Wars movie, and I can see some complaints. But the fact that it's going on almost 2 years, a year since it came out.
Over a year.
Over a year, around a year since it came out, and you still just see posts. You see articles posted about people still bitching about it. You see people still bitching on those articles about it.
But the reason for that is because those people are getting noticed for crapping on something.
Yeah, which is funny because it's still one of the highest grossing movies of all time. So
because you're just perpetuating the hate, which makes people go watch it.
Yeah, the people who probably
They wanna
wouldn't
see
even
why you
care,
hate it.
they're like, okay, I saw some Star Wars movies. Some of them are too crazy about it. Let's see how bad this one is.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's still just a Star Wars movie.
There's also a big thing that they always said. I think they said it about Ghost. It's like you're not. You know that you're getting famous when people start hating you.
Tobias from Ghost said that. I don't remember. He had a conversation with someone. He mentioned it in an article, and it was more or less, like the hate you get. Oh no, well he had the lawsuit, and he was like, the lawsuit. That's when you know you're getting big because someone had to sue you over something. But then also, I think the hate kind of came into that, and in general, it's just like Ghost. I remember when Ghost first came out, I'd go on, and this is also like I said, there wasn't as much hate around then, in general. But I remember when Ghost first came out, there was this new cool thing where it was like, oh wow, it's this old school metal band. They dress up and do all this. And now, like, after like 2 albums in, everyone just started to hate them, and their sound changed, and they got a bit more
poppy, I guess,
but like they kind of always had that. Like, if you fucking listen to like Stand By Him, the bass and the whole time is just bumping in the back, like boom, 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 boom. Like
that nice drive.
Yeah, and they've never like they've changed in ways, but there's always been those elements of like they've never been a heavy band, but like then you get people who say they're not metal, and I wouldn't say that either. Like,
well, those people that say they're not metal are the same people who think that shit that's really not metal is metal.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have like these like teenage kids just fucking screaming into a microphone and chugging on a fucking low E that's tuned down to drop A. Like,
and then they won't like the band that's more like the bands that they grew up listening to. Same thing with Avenged Sevenfold, especially after like from like City of Evil and on.
Well, City of Evil. Well, what Backcountry was on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember when that came out. I remember Ultimate Guitar would post some stuff promoting the album or just discussing the album or reviewing it, whatever. And there was all these people talking about how overrated Sinister Gates was and he's not that good and blah, blah, blah. And it's still doing that. People still do that. And at this point, like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
he's a really good guitar player.
Back then, a lot of it was mostly like image based, and even
Well,
at the
I mean,
time,
think
I was
about
like,
it.
I was a thrash metal kid and all that, and like
Yeah.
old school metal.
I
I
wasn't a
hated
big
a lot.
fan.
Half of my favorite bands now are bands that at the time I hated because it wasn't in line with what I liked, and now that I'm not like in high
but
school
you're not
anymore.
a fucking angsty kid with no
Yeah.
perspective
and
on life.
like they were one of the first bands really that I broke through there with when I actually listened to it. It was like, oh, there's a lot more to it, and
Well, yeah,
especially
their main
considering
stuff though, like they're really good with like their main songs that like you'll see like music videos and stuff. They're always there to capture the mass audience, and then their other stuff, like the better songs of the album, like Sidewinder and stuff, are not really singles or anything. So it's like they get these big popular songs that bring everyone in, and then once you actually start to listen to the album, you're like, oh, they're actually
Which
really
a lot
talented.
of bands do. And the thing that I find the craziest is like, you know, say back in the 80s when all these bands are coming out, I'm sure like plenty of people hated different things. Like you had a big band, maybe more the 70s, because in the 80s I think is when it probably got more fractured between like the real
Glam
heavy metal and
thrash.
glam. But like in the 70s you just had different rock bands. Like my uncle tells me about growing up. Like they all just went to see all these bands. There was no like, you know, like my uncle's friend will tell me he didn't like such and such band, but like you have these massive amounts of people talking about how much they suck, and now it's like whenever you're popular, there's just a shit ton of people
Yeah.
who just want to shit on you
Well,
for
'cause they have
whatever
a voice
reasons they
now.
can find.
They have a voice now,
And,
and
like,
like
your
people
vo-
pay attention for whatever reason.
And it's weird because like at the same time, it's like I feel weird talking about people bitching because like we said, we still have the band's still doing fine without them supporting it.
Avenged
Well,
Sevenfold is one of the biggest bands
Yeah.
around, so it's
And,
like,
like-
you're not doing a good job.
and
Sitting with
the
Lamb of God
argu-
and Slipknot, that guy wanted to crap on them, like the two of the biggest.
Slipknot, I
metal
don't even
bands.
have anything that like I could like say negatively against them.
I'm
as
just
band.
not a fan.
I just there's some songs I like a lot, and
Yeah.
Iowa is an album. I haven't listened to it in years, but my uncle accidentally got it and gave it to me, and I listened to it, and I liked it. It was a
There's
cool album.
songs,
It's
yeah.
good.
They
I
have
would never
songs,
say Slipknot
but-
shit. There's some bands I could see how the fans can turn you off. Be it like Avenged
Well, Lamb of
Sevenfold was
God,
one of them
Slayer.
back in the day. Slipknot is one of them still. Where like you know some sort of like a mass fan mentality that they all. Not all of them, but a lot of them seem to have. They could turn you off of it, and it can make you think that's not for you. But even then, like that's
Well, Lamb of God
Still
was
not you.
Lamb of God and Slayer. I'm still not a big fan of, but Lamb of God had like a Slayer-based fan setup, and it was all just like fucking Lamb of God, Slayer. And fucking, I don't want to deal with you people. But after just letting it in, I'm actually a very big Lamb of God fan, and it took a long time,
Yeah.
and it sucks because of the fans. But I never shit on them publicly because it was. I just didn't
I've
like
never
them.
taken the effort to ever really shit on anything publicly.
Because unlike some pretentious pieces of shit, I don't think I'm that important.
No.
Even though I'm making a YouTube video
And we're
right
talking
now.
to you about how you should stop doing this.
Yeah, you faggot.
But that's why we think you should stop doing this, because it's literally gotten to the point that I'm frustrated, and I hate that every time I get on fucking Facebook just to look at some memes or read something about a band I fucking like, if I want to read the comments and see if anyone has anything to say that might be, about the actual article or like discussing that.
Or the band.
It's just a wall of just like,
People arguing.
people arguing, the people defending, the people fucking saying that the band is trash. Ghost is a trash pop band. Avenged Sevenfold's shitty fucking bro metal. Like, yeah, that's why they just surprise dropped the fucking
Well, when it-
progressive metal album that's mostly about artificial intelligence and whatever weird shit M. Shadows was into
when
at
it
the
gets
time.
back to like Avenged Sevenfold, people talking about Sinister Gates being underrated or being overrated. I'm sorry. It's like, how many jazz players do you know? There's like, what, Alex Skolnick is the only other...
Alex Skolnick, Chris Poland.
Yeah, that's about it. And they're not
I'm sure
new.
there's others who have gotten
Well,
have jazz.
Tosin Abasi, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, if Man was the leaders.
Yeah, he's a jazz player, but there's not a lot of jazz-based players.
Especially not in like a
Modern,
big
mainstream
band for that kind of stuff.
Like,
Or
who's playing like him? I mean, honestly.
I think he's only
And-
gotten better too, by far.
Oh yeah,
You
even
listen to
though
like his, the stuff was crazy on like City of Evil, but like just like feel, tone, all that, he's gotten so much better since.
you got
then.
like Papa Gates in there doing the flamenco guitar on fucking Sidewinder. It's sick. It's awesome. The first time I ever heard Sidewinder, I immediately.
like-
mean, that was the time I heard that song. I think Jeremy played it in his car. We were driving somewhere. Our friend played it, and I'd heard Beast and the Harlot, stuff like that. And I wasn't a big fan. I liked Backcountry okay, And then I heard that song, and I was like, what album is this on? It was the same one, and I just completely lost my shit. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
And after that, it opened up this whole world of music by Avenged Sevenfold that I'd never heard before, and all of a sudden, they were substantially better than I ever thought they were because I let them in. You can't just because you don't like how someone looks or acts, you can't just shit all over them. Just give it a chance.
It's with them. It's like they've also like the further they've gone, the more in line with old school metal they are. To where I don't even get it. I don't even get why they have hate still.
Nightmare
from that crowd at least.
Nightmare there's a riff. I could see there being hate because it's like you ripped off a Metallica riff. It's like.
Oh, well, I mean the Hail the King album more so because like
I never really listened to that one as much, but
that one it's good, but that one's literally structured to be like each song is kind of like this is an influence. Like, what's the one? This Means War is obviously like they're sad but true. Shepherd of Fire is obviously the Enter Sandman. The beginning of Hail to the King with the that's kind of like the Thunderstruck AC/DC kind of thing, big chords. So it was more or less.
I like it.
Yeah. So it was more or less them trying to be
right.
like, okay, that's why it's called Hail to the King. Not saying that they were the king. It was supposed to be like, here's
you're paying homage.
Yeah, like that's what that whole album is. So like they had all that going.
So respect, but. I don't know. People's gotta be cunts. I don't know what it is.
They just don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop. Palate cleanser?
Palate cleanser. Palate cleanser?
Palate cleanser.
All right, welcome back. I bet you like that. You liked that, didn't you?
Probably did. Oh, you complain about
that.
it.
I didn't like that.
You complain about like worthless whores.
Yeah, just please unload with the hate comments.
Like he did with his cum.
I feed on them.
Ooh. Salty.
More like irony, copper, that metallic taste.
Oh. He eats a lot of meat.
Yeah. Mostly just. Anyway.
So back onto the bands and stuff.
I guess we'll more or less final thoughts here.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts?
Me, the last thing I really have to say is more just with the people who are so full of hate. Just calm down. One, no one cares. You don't matter. You're a speck of dust in nothingness. Just shut the fuck up. But even still, for your own personal sake, like maybe don't hate everything that you feel a need to hate just because it's got to fit into a certain mentality of like, this is what I am. These are the things I like. Because half the bands you listen to probably listen to way more shit and weirder stuff that you would despise and make fun of them for if they were a random person on the internet.
Yeah, like check out like your bands that you like and their interests.
And their influences, or like the weird things that they might like. Like you find interviews where people say like, what are your guilty pleasures? And they'll list them.
Well, Dave Mustaine has a bunch of bands that you would never expect.
Yeah, a lot of old, like not even just like old classic rock, but just like old, like I know Cat Stevens he mentions all the time. It's like a big songwriting influence, which is not anything you hear anyone mention. And then
Danzig has a bunch of influences.
Yeah. Well, obviously that one at least like shows a decent amount with like the way he does things. But even still, it's like, but the one like the funniest one, the one that I remember the first time I read an interview with an artist who I was like, you're a metal guy, and they said this. It was the guitar players from Trivium, and it was mainly Corey saying like he's like I blast Katy Perry and shit in my car, and I do this and
well, Fluff does that too, just for like when it comes to like engineering.
You can learn things from other genres. You can learn new
pop
things from
music.
anything.
If you do recording and you're not listening to pop music, you're insane because that's where all the money's at. So if you want to hear what a good, clean sound and mix sounds like, it's pop music. I mean, all of it. Like that's why like, Katy Perry, like all of her albums are so pristine and perfectly done when it comes to recording. It's insane. I mean, most pop music. I like Imagine Dragons. I listen to a lot now.
Oh yeah.
I actually, I listen to them all the time.
I can't really get into them, but
I'll show you them.
I'm gonna post on Facebook when I see them.
No, there's a few songs I'll show you. You'll probably
I've heard them. I don't like hate them, but just
There's a few. They have this one song. It's so dynamic. I mean, literally, like because I would have never. When I was younger, I listened to pop music like with my mom in the car or whatever, but I never was a big fan. And now, I'm still not a big fan. But there's certain bands like Imagine Dragons have a couple songs, and the one in particular. It's so dynamic. I mean, the way he does the vocals, like he goes with this weird like falsetto for like just a split second, and it's like
I love
he just,
that random little thing creeps in that just makes the whole song.
dude, it's crazy, and then like there's like a weird bridge in it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's songwriting wise, it's so good.
And there's just things, if you like sit down and like, I mean, we were getting like the recording aspects, and yeah, that is also just like their songwriting. But in general, just like
We can
like,
learn things.
You go find bands that you like and go look in what they listen to and like growing up, not just like the immediate peers. Like go look at what they listen to growing up. You see the little trickle down influences. You see things that are completely different. That like, sorry, the battery died. But anyway, yeah, you look into those bands. You'll see just stuff that isn't going to line up with your preferences from people you like. You can look at the bands you hate that are like almost similar genres, but like that weird different thing that makes you hate them, and they'll probably like the same fucking bands, but they just took different things from it. It's all just
perspective.
It's all perspective. It's all just
You're not supposed to like everything.
no, and you don't have to. I don't like everything. We literally in between the battery dying had to see an ad for a band. And I was like, God, I hate this guy. But I
we
didn't
didn't
go
go
comment
attack him.
on his shit, and it at this point, like you're not solving anything doing it.
You're causing your own problems.
Yeah,
really.
as I said, you're feeding them like analytics, but like they're not looking at what you said. No one is. You're commenting on these articles. They just see that there's getting comments and likes,
Bad publicity is still publicity.
even if you're doing it for them. You're like your own enemy at this point. Like you're not going to make them go away just by saying how much you hate them. You're not going to make other people hate them. You're just
I
going to
think
cause
you're just
fights.
boosting them.
You're just dumb and wasting your own time, and then annoying people who are trying to have a conversation about something they like. In my opinion, not to call you dumb if you've done it.
No,
but you're
you're
probably
dumb.
dumb.
You're
Go
dumb.
fucking hate us right now, because I'm sure you will. And I can't wait for the hate
Try to
comments.
boost us. It's
you know
happened
what?
before.
Yeah, and I
I had someone, they did not like the fact that I pooped on camera, and you know what?
Yeah.
I really did. I really pooped on camera.
he
You could
actually
see
was
it.
shitting.
I was shitting. Most of the sounds that you hear are me peeing or the bidet,
Yeah,
but
he's got one of those.
yeah, it's beautiful. People were upset. They called it perverse, and fuck those people. And it got good amount of views because they complained about it, and it kept it circulating.
And then
So,
someone's like, "Wait, how bad is this? Let me click on it."
"Yeah,
And you're literally your own enemies. And even then, you're not going to make it go away. People find what they like. They like what they like. It's going to go on.
people like watching me shit." We learned that. You
I
know?
thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for it, thankfully.
Someone manned the camera. He was inhaling deeply.
I wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there.
I wish I could have been, though.
So I guess that's it for today.
Yeah.
Enjoy your night,
Yeah. Have a good one,
boy.
bitch. Where's that coming from? That's what I meant. This is going to get awkward. Yeah. I got you all listening right there. Oh. So I mean, I feel like you gotta get lower. A little closer. So you gotta, there you go. Recording, right? Mm-hmm. What is our friendship?